This is Sean Sport in podcast form.
The State of Origin series wrapped up last night. If you were watching Channel 9, of course, they put the news early. So when you turned on, you're like, whoa, Pep's on at like 5 o'clock or something.
Yeah, there was no tipping point, imagine.
Wow. All the pensioners
people.
would have been furious.
They would have been. They would have gone over to 7. What's
I
this one?
can't get past the people what tipping point.
I know, Nate, but we interviewed Todd Woodbridge, right, about it.
Yeah.
And then I watched him do it and I thought, because he was talking how excited he was to do it. And when I was watching him do it, I was
It is
thinking...
not an
He
exciting
doesn't,
game.
he doesn't look excited while he's doing it.
It honestly looks like the most dullest thing ever. And the big coin machine thing,
Yeah.
you know, that whole situation, that's the place where you would drop your nana off at the Cavalier Fair. And then all the nanas would be dropped off.
Yes.
You go and pick them up afterwards and just be like putting in 20-cent pieces.
And our colleague Claire went on it, and she's the most nannery person we know.
I know, so that made sense.
I mean, she's only, 30, but she,
Yeah.
we say she's
She's got the vibes of a nana.
76-year-old.
No doubt about it. So the game was on last night. It was deciding game 3, and New South Wales have not won an Origin series on Queensland soil in 19 years heading into this one. So the
Extraordinary.
hoodoo was against them, and that's why, finally, I backed a winner.
Oh.
You did?
Yes.
Did you actually back them?
Yes, I backed New South
How much
Wales
did you put
under 12 points, 0 to 12 points at Tab Touch at $3.40, and I had $30 on it.
Oh.
Come on, anyway, it got to the last moments, right?
What's the math of that?
$100.
I was like 90.
That doesn't impress
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. What?
It doesn't. Like,
Hold on.
No,
When was the last time?
you
No.
winning
Thank you.
impresses me.
The team did not lose with my money
that's
on
great.
it.
You
Yeah,
winning
that is
impresses
amazing.
me. You've broken
No,
something
but
there.
what Nathan's saying is he wants your mum's experience where
Yes.
she
Oh, yeah.
she spent $12 and won half a million.
Minimum bet,
Yeah.
mini
Yeah.
maxi.
Yeah.
That's what I'm after.
Yeah.
And I totally get it. I
Thank
mean,
you.
everyone. I mean, it'd be strange to go the opposite.
I don't want to put the maximum and get the minimum return. But that seems to be how
Some
we live
people-
our lives.
Some people do that.
I don't get a minimum return. I get a negative return. So it was a fantastic game last night. If you were watching it before half-time, it was a minute before half-time before Queensland scored 2 points, it was brutal. And the energy level and the exhaustion that the players were in, it did not show because...
It's like a dour struggle that first half, wasn't
they
it?
just threw everything at it.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show how much it means to either team. In the end, Queensland, I mean, they defended gallantly, you would have to say, but New South Wales had the territory battle won and done after half-time, and they were able to score, obviously. But Billy Slater is the coach of Queensland. First series loss, by the way. He was still pretty proud.
Didn't feel like a loss. I was disappointed after Melbourne. I don't feel disappointed right now. I feel immensely proud of this playing group and what they had to endure out there, and they kept turning up and we just couldn't quite get it done tonight.
Tell the fans that.
Yeah, I know.
Because they want to hang you out to dry
Absolutely.
on these circumstances.
I saw linked with that story, the story from the Major League Baseball Home Run Derby event that was on Tuesday, Sean. Because they were talking about how the NRL chose not to televise the pre-game sort of entertainment. And this is possibly a reason why. Ingrid Andress, she sang the US national anthem.
Now, she is a singer. She's a country
She's a country
singer.
country
She's
singer.
a professional singer.
Anyway, it does as this is her starting, and she starts well. I like this sort of haunting situation.
Putting a little twist on it every now and then.
Yeah,
It's no music to save you.
Oh, that was a bit off.
Shaky.
yeah. Oh, we haven't hit shaky yet. So, anyway, by the way, once we get to this part where it's a bit shocking, just realise she says I was drunk and I'm checking myself into rehab.
She's gone to rehab.
So, and you'll understand why when we get to the real guts of it. Do you say yes to singing the national anthem?
Of course you do. It's an opportunity of a lifetime.
Oh, but you see what can happen. Here we go. Here we go.
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
Jesus.
gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
When that's done well, it's amazing.
It's like she's down a well and she's screaming for help.
Say, does that star-spangled
Crowd's loving it.
Yeah, the players were cracking up too.
For the land of the free.
And you wonder if she has got a...
Heel pace. Oh, my God.
And the home of the
Oh, sweetheart.
brave.
You have to be really blind to be able to.
Her parents are
muck
at home
that up.
watching this going, here she is, she's up next. And we
Yeah.
reckon parents are going, oh, no.
I've seen drunk people singing karaoke and it's not that bad.
Oh, no, it is.
They can still hit the notes.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
get it.
Fergie.
Fergie. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh,
Terrible
Fergie.
effort.
Yeah, I think that's enough, Harry.
Sean Sport in podcast form.
Kelsey Brown, by the way, from the West Coast Fever. We are looking for the
the
biggest
house.
crowd that
I
we've ever had.
know. So we
Great
need...
crowd on Sunday because there was 11,821. That's
Yeah.
it's the biggest home and away crowd.
Yeah, we had a record, which
Yeah.
was an exciting piece of the puzzle for round 14. We knew during the week that it was shaping up to potentially be a record. And as much as we would have loved to be in the top 2, I think it's really exciting that we're back
Yes.
at home this week.
Yeah.
So, Kelsey, as we know, if you are a West Coast Fever fan, you're the Green Army. If you're a fan of you personally, is there a Brown Army?
We can make one. Do you want to be number one ticket holder?
I don't think I want to have that
You'll
title.
have to fight my mum. You'll have to fight my mum. But yeah, we can make something.
Okay, let's build the Brown Army.
All right. So, Kels, the preparations are going well. You've just mentioned off air, but let's have a chat about it. So you're preparing your body first of all. It's the nails.
Yes. I've gone and got finals nails. All of us have sort of had our nails done a little bit during the year, and some of us, Fran Williams and I actually, she's our star goal defence at the
Yes.
moment. Her and I rocked up to training with the exact same shade of red about 3 weeks ago, and so I've gone something completely different. I've got my star nails.
You've
this
gone
week.
white nail with a green star in there, and those stars look so perfect. I thought that they were stickers, but
No.
they're done by hand.
Yeah, they're done by hand.
Freestyle.
Yeah,
Who
she
did
was
them?
amazing. May at Burragoon, Eden Nails. Go out and check her out. She was beautiful. She wanted to know all about my boyfriend. She wanted to know all about everything.
We
She's
all want
up
to
for
know
a
all
chat.
about your boyfriend. Don't worry about
I
that.
know. I can't believe I just said that on air. Anyway,
get
next
stuck into
question.
The thing about nails and netballers is famously, do the umpires still check your nails before the game?
Absolutely.
Do they?
Yes, and when you tell people that, they laugh so much. But
Because
yeah,
that's a scene from our childhood, but it still happens.
Yeah,
so you
they-
don't have a lot of real estate to work with because you keep them short.
And, you know, May really judged me on that. She
Yes.
said, long nails. And I said, no, I've got to keep them short for work. And she was like, oh, disappointed.
Sean,
Yes.
do they ever check the nails of AFL players?
They're not doing it in the
Boots,
AFL,
don't
but
they?
they check the.
But my point is,
Yes, no.
if they don't, then what would stop you growing some long nails if it's not in the rules?
Nothing.
Well, nothing. You could be scratched, and you'd use them to effect.
Yes.
But everyone knows growing up in juniors and still to this day, you stand out there, the umpire goes past, checks your nails and checks your boots, and it was just one of these things. Oh my God, are my
it happened
boots
to you
on?
as well.
Juniors all the way through, and still to this day they'll check. They'll check
What are
their
they
nails
checking on your boots?
because some kids would wear steel studs back in the day. More so, not now, but
Okay.
more so, and they don't want people getting really
Maybe
hurt.
during your career, Sean, you could have just grown that one long,
Pinky nail.
pinky nail.
But you know, in the Asian cultures, they
Yes.
do that.
They do.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
spoon. They use it.
Yes, and it shows that you're wealthy and not doing manual labour.
terrible.
Yeah.
That's it. I always thought it was something to do with picking your bum.
Oh, you went there. So
Did anyone
obviously
think that? Honestly,
Sean
did anyone
thinks
think
it's
that?
a tiny ass shovel.
not a single person, Sean.
13, 24, 10. if you
No,
back me
Sean,
up
no
with
one's thought of having an elongated fingernail to scratch their ass.
that. All right, let's talk about the Lightning because this is going to be game on, as you know, do or die. 13,500, I think, is about the record of people getting to watch you
To a
guys
final?
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the crowd's going to play its role, but certainly, do you think you're in the form to be able to make sure that you're proceeding?
Yeah, I think when I came in here last week, we spoke about a little bit of a mid-season slump, and I think on the weekend we demonstrated, we're sort of back to where we want to be, and I think for us it's been more about the preparation this week.
Yep.
Everyone sort of says, "Oh, it's just another week," but we've definitely gone in and sort of thought, "No, it's not.
You've
It's a
amped it up.
final. It's now do or die, and we have to obviously win every single game from here on out if we want to take out the title." So it's not another week. Dan's stepped it up again, and I think everyone's jumping on board with the preparation for that. Lightning, they're coming off an amazing game against the Adelaide Thunderbirds. They really took it to them, and they're in good form. So it's going to be a tough game. But if everyone could turn out from the Green Army,
Yes.
I'm going to put the call to
And
arms
the
out
Brown
now.
Army, which we're building
Yes.
right now.
Yes,
Nathan.
I think
can't
home
wait to see the
crowds,
shirts.
home crowds in netball, they do help so much, especially ours. So it is our 8th player. So if you guys can come out on the weekend,
Yeah.
we'd absolutely love to see you there.
The ball movement's going to be a key to this, obviously,
Yeah.
but your defence is going to be, and the physicality of the way you play is going to be a key to this. What kind of physicality can you do in netball to be able to make sure
Yeah,
You know, I only
sure.
see
Well,
Jeans.
because Sean, they
actually
can't tackle anymore.
No tackling, no tackling.
But everything but.
Yeah, it's basically, everyone thinks it's a non-contact sport, and it is. But yeah, you can do a lot off the ball. And
What do you like to do?
I think we call
Nipple
it
cripple.
dead ball time, which is when the. Oh, do you guys have that in footy? No. Yeah, it's when the player's not on, and you're sort of doing everything that you sort of can to tire out your player outside of
So
the
jostling
rules.
the
So the
Yeah.
action's not happening to you, but you're
No.
shuttling around to try
Yeah.
and get them to. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's
and
like-
are they doing that to you as well?
Absolutely, but I think dead ball time is like the most important part of a netball game. It's sort of where you do all of the work. If you're an attacker, it's where you
How
get away from your
interesting.
defender.
Yeah.
And if you're a defender, it's where you wear them down. And it's all outside of like it's not even when the game's on.
I honestly thought that when the action's not near you, you could just stand there and have a
Yeah,
breather.
yeah. You're just doing some cartwheels in
Well,
the
you
back.
want to get guys in footy. Some guys in footy are having a conversation with each other.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
but on that, so you're talking about the dead ball time and,
Yeah.
you're kind of getting away from your opponent, but are you getting physical? Are you stepping on their feet?
Abs-
Are you giving them a little nudge, giving them a knee in the
There's-
ass?
I would say there's more sort of like hand scraping. There's definitely a
Yeah.
lot of arm grabbing.
And sort of just the shoulder and
Yeah.
sort of changing position, moving
Yeah.
one side to the other. You know who I reckon is really good at this?
Who?
Is Courtney Bruce. Because
Oh, yeah.
whenever there's... So she's a goalkeeper, right?
Yeah.
So when her opponent scores a goal, if a goal goes in, she always, no matter what, gets possession
Yeah.
of that ball to throw it back to the... So it's dead. There's nothing
null and
happening.
void. Nothing's-
There is nothing to be gained from this. It just annoys the goal shooter with how determined she is to get the ball
Yeah.
after it has been shot to get it back to the centre.
That
And
is
it's
like that's one of the biggest contests in
it
netball.
irritates
is
me, and
the
I'm not
getting the
playing
ball.
it.
Yeah.
Like, and I see
That's
how
easy.
determined she is.
Yeah.
And it really annoys her opponents.
Well, that's
And-
it. You just that's a tactic this weekend. You
It
just
is.
got to beat us the ball and
Yeah.
elbow the shit out of her until she's gone. If
I'll
there's
make
an all
sure
in,
I
who
tell
cares?
Janelle that. Yeah.
Do you get fined for melees?
I don't think there has been one in netball, but
What about for elbowing the shit out of somebody, like Sean said?
no. There's obviously send-offs this year. That's been
Yes.
always a part of netball, but definitely a big part of it. We've had a few send-offs in netball
Yes.
this year, and I think finals will be stepped up. But yeah, that contest off the ball
Yes.
is huge. It's
For
sort of
no
it's a
re-
lot
it's
more
no real
scrapping.
reason for it.
No,
It's just to annoy your
just to annoy
opponents.
everyone. And you know what else that contest annoys? The centre, because
Yes.
they roll the ball back.
Yes.
And
To
you're
their
exhausted.
opponent.
You're
Yes.
exhausted,
Yes.
and you have to go
Yeah.
and pick up the ball.
What's the
do it
most
all.
What's the most disrespectful thing someone can do during a game when you talk about etiquette?
Breathe in your ear.
Really?
Yeah. So the positioning of you've got an attacker and a defender, and they're often on the side of you, and they just do this in the side of your ear.
Don't tell them
It's
this.
the
You're
most-
giving them...
Yeah, no,
how to
I
get you.
didn't have to think of that. I just move away. I'll
Yeah,
just
okay.
do my work
Okay.
off the. Yeah, but I didn't even have to think of that. It's the breathing
It's
in the ear.
breathing in the ear.
Are you able to have a drink whilst the game's going on?
No.
No.
There's so much happening. It's not like footy where
Yeah.
the ball's
Stop
at the
that goal,
other
you
end.
gotta-
You can
yeah.
kind of.
The oval's so much smaller.
Yeah.
It's too fast.
You're,
It's too fast.
You're
yeah.
constantly on, and if you're not attacking, you're defending. If you're not
Yeah.
doing something else,
And
if
as
you're
a-
on the bench, you're
Look, if you're not
cheering.
winning, you're learning.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
But not this weekend. That's not what we
No,
want.
Still
no,
die,
no, we
mate.
don't want to
Still
learn
die.
anything. We just want to win.
And it takes what it takes. So if
All
you're
right,
going to
so
drop a few
Kelsey,
chicks out there, you have to.
Yeah, Kelsey needs the Green Army.
I do.
And the Brown Army.
Yeah.
And the Brown Army.
Lindy from Port Kennedy, she took out the ticket. She
Good on you,
is
mate.
going to be joining us there. I'll be there, part of the Green Army. We've got our scarves on right now. We're
Yes.
thoroughly behind
Are
you.
you in the good tickets this week? Good seats
Yep.
this week?
Don't worry, been looked after.
Couple of Chablais, Natalie.
Natalie's
Thanks,
sitting
Netball
on
Australia.
court.
Tickets through Ticket Tech, everybody.
Yes.
So make sure we get behind the West Coast Fever. We'll be right behind you
I was
with the
checking
Brown
the
Army.
prices yesterday too. It's very reasonable.
It is.
Like you can get seats for
was your idea.
$30 to a final.
Yeah.
So they're very well priced.
Let's go.
Very reasonable.
Tear
also gonna
apart,
start
mate. Let's
Googling.
get
Go the
physical.
Fever.
Let's
Let's
see
go.
some-
I was going to start Googling brown t-shirts.
And now we're just going
to get us
to
covered.
breathe in your ear for a bit.
I actually do have Kelsey Brown t-shirts on eBay if you want to buy them.
Do you really? Do you?
They're not mine. My friend made them for me, and
Are
now
they
she's
brown?
selling them. No, they say Kelsey Brown. It's actually hilarious.
Righto,
What
let's
do they
get it.
look like?
I'll show you a photo.
Okay, we'll put them
We'll
on our
put it up.
socials.
We'll get
Put them
on
on our
board.
socials.
You're going to be sold out by the end of the
Got
day.
her own merch, everyone.
Sean Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.